Hello, everybody. This is Melissa Ambers with Sustainable Growth. And we are jumping back in and talking about leveraging your media presence. And I have no other than Chip Baker, Mr. Go Get It himself. If you don't know who he is, you've been under a rock. He's been doing all type of touring with his books, speaking, Lone Star College, and just so many different things that he's doing out here. So if you do hashtag go get it, he's gonna pop up. So if you don't know that, that's how you find him. Hashtag go get it.
Go
Chip,
get
thanks for
it.
jumping on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate all you do to connect people and promote people and giving them game with the presence of the social media. So appreciate what you do, what you're about, and I'm grateful to be on your platform
Absolutely,
to maybe
absolutely.
give some game too. So we'll see.
Hey, I already know it's coming. I just don't know how soon it's gonna fall in now, but I know it's coming.
Let's go.
So with, I've been talking about leveraging media presence and,
Hmm.
some people have been jumping on, but just with the things that you have been doing with your books, you're on what, number 6 now or
Well,
7?
we are total 15 books, but this is Impact of Influence Volume 6. Uh-huh.
Okay. Wow. So 6
Yeah.
volumes with the impact of influence and so many more you have under your belt. So just with that, when you started with volume one,
Hmm.
did you know that it was going to do what it's been doing and that you will be everywhere talking about the impact of influence?
No, no, I would have never thought that it would be this. I did know that if you put the work in, and you said this to me earlier before we got on, if you put the work in, great things happen. And so I knew, throughout my whole life, all I know is work hard,
Mhm.
and when you work hard and treat people right and strive to do things the right way, it's crazy how great things happen for you. And so that
Yeah.
formula, I've used that in everything I've done in my life. And so I just applied it to the book aspect too. And so, I knew that with the Impact of Influence books, it's a compilation books of powerful influencers that are sharing, the stories of, someone or something that's impacted them, influenced them in their life,
Mhm.
and has influenced them in such a manner that's impacted them and caused them to be who they are. So they're sharing what they learned from that. And so I knew that uh in I knew that it's bigger than me. And so my goal was to just strive to provide an experience for the authors that said yes to me to be in it. And so
Mhm.
that's what I've worked hard to do. And it's truly been neat. Book tours, speaking, doing panel stuff, a couple conferences. I mean, I never would have imagined it would have been this. I knew I wanted it to be great, but
Right.
I never would have imagined that it would be
Mhm.
all of this turned out to be.
Wow. And speaking of that, with putting the work in and leveraging not only, your book and that you have a series, but just leveraging the aspect that, you're partnering with certain people, you're on these various stages speaking, all these different things you're doing. How
Yeah.
important is it for you to leverage those things to show this is what's happening and these are the results of what I'm doing?
Well, I have a saying. I say opportunities bring opportunities. And so anytime that you have opportunities to do things, it's important to make sure that you're doing the best that you can do at that. Because from that, you're going to get opportunities from that. And so the reason that I've been able to do some of those things is that people have been seeing me do those things, you
Right.
know, or, people have referred me um, because, they know me or they know someone that knows me that have said something good about me. And
Mhm.
so I don't take those things lightly at all. And I'm truly grateful for that. But yeah, it's definitely important to have your social presence to show that you are doing those things.
How do you think it would have affected you if you just did the book, sat on it, let the co-authors kind of do their thing, and you didn't um go out there and walk the walk that you're doing now? How do you think it would have affected your media presence?
I don't think it would have been as great as it is. Because I think, individually, each of us, we have value and we can do great things individually. But oh man, when we come together, the impact that we have, it multiplies,
Mhm.
right? And so that's what it's been. Like I said, the people that are in my books are like powerful influencers from all over. And so
Mhm.
now, for just one prime example, um, there's one. I'll just pick an author. There's an author in Tampa. We have an author. You have authors at El Paso. We have North Carolina. We have authors in other places, and so some of the people maybe in Tampa that follow that person,
Mhm.
they get a chance to see, okay, who Chip Baker is, and now they follow me, and vice versa. Some of the people here where I'm from or that follow me may not know about her in Tampa, and so now they follow her. And so
Right.
we have all been able to learn and grow and be connected to great people because we know one another, because they said yes to being in the Impact and Influence books.
That leads us into relationships. Um,
Ooh,
the importance of building those relationships. It is
yeah,
about just connecting, following, liking, and sharing. And I say this a lot in, presentations I've done when I'm working with clients. Is, yes, if you have the numbers, great, but it's not always about those numbers, because 9 times out of 10, they are vanity. And
yeah,
you can have 20,000 followers, but the ratio of the numbers of actual engagement might only be 100. So building those relationships, if you're going to reach out and connect with somebody, be strategic about it. Why are you connecting to that person? Does it make sense? How are you going to build a relationship with that person? So with all of your co-authors, and I'm sure other people that you've met along this journey, what are your thoughts on the importance of building those relationships and not just, like, share, follow, hey, get me on the stage, but really building a
yeah.
relationship with somebody?
Yeah, relationships are huge. I'll share this quote with you, and I share it all the time. It's from one of my former pastors, and the quote is, "Life moves at the speed of our relationships."
Ooh,
Come on, yeah,
ooh.
come on, hey, and when I heard it, it gave me chills because it's so true. I mean, you think about the people that
Mhm,
are doing great things in life; they have some great relationships. And people that not doing so well, they need to have better relationships in their life, and everything I do is about relationships. I strive to treat people right. I strive to put myself around good people. I strive to do what I do
mhm,
because I know that it's bigger than me, and I want to make sure that I provide value for all of the relationships that I'm involved in. And so
mhm.
relationships are crucial. And so, from that, when you just strive to do right and treat people right, man, things are gonna come to you. Like you don't have to go search for it. Like it's gonna organically happen for you.
Mhm.
And so I can't tell you how many times um in what I do, like I've never really done like pitching and all of those kind of things. Everything I've done has been from referrals or people saying stuff about me or relationships with people that know me that feel that I'm worthy enough to have an opportunity, right? And that comes from genuine, authentic relationships because they know what they're gonna get from Chip Baker.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's with those relationships, back in March, I was doing this thing for Women's History Month, and it just grew into its own thing. But not to get too deep in that, but as things started happening, it's like it just started falling. And I'm like, I did not plan for this. Um, I didn't want to do this, but maybe I wanted to do, but maybe not now, but it just kept falling, falling, falling. And then I just had to back up and sit back, like, okay, God, you're dropping all this stuff in my lap. You got to make this
Yeah,
happen because there's
yeah,
no other way. I don't know what's happening here.
yeah,
And, everything just started, connecting, and it was just too easy. I've done many events and everything behind the scenes, put them together, but putting together an event like this in 1 week was like unheard of. But it happened. It came together. I didn't even know what I was going to call this thing. I'm like, I
yeah,
don't know. And when I say things, it just kept dropping, dropping, dropping. And I finally got to Seeds of Empowerment. And I turned Seeds into an acronym. And the acronym is Sponsor, Equity, Exclusive, Diversity, and Servant. But not to get too deep in it, with sponsor, it's not about monetary, it's how you're investing your time, how you're giving back. And then with
mhm,
servant, is how are you serving others? What are you doing? What are you giving back? And I see you doing that so much with what you're doing, whether you're talking to a group of kids, athletes, professionals, wherever. I mean, even the snippets that I see online, I see you doing that all the time.
yeah.
So, with just those two, the sponsor and servant, how important is that when you get a call to say, we need you here to speak? And when you're getting ready to say, okay, what am I going to present to this group? How important is that with the sponsor and servant?
So good. I like how first off, congratulations to you on that. I think that's
Thank you.
awesome. You doing your thing. But it's so important to be able to serve. The first piece, I think I mentioned this, we have to understand it is bigger than us and it's not about
Mm,
us. And when we can have an attitude of gratitude, come on, we can have an attitude of gratitude and be grateful for the opportunities that we have. It allows us to be in the right space to give it to them. That makes sense. And so, in all of those cases that you mentioned, I'm truly grateful for the opportunity. I'm a boy from a little town in Texas. I hadn't seen a whole lot. I've seen some things, hadn't seen a lot. So I'm truly grateful for all of the opportunities. And so I know that opportunities bring opportunities. In my day-to-day living, I strive to, develop those relationships. And
mhm.
so I know that um, when I get those opportunities, if I'm not at my best and do what I'm supposed to do, then I probably won't get those opportunities again down the road. And so, first off, if you if you think enough of me to bring me in to speak to, wait, what, you really gonna listen? Like, you like you gonna real for really bring me in
You
and
gonna pay
ask me to
attention to
speak?
me?
Yeah, and you gonna listen and take notes and stuff? well, 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 if you're gonna do all
Yeah.
of that, then I probably need to bring it then, right?
Yeah.
I probably need to make sure that I'm on point to serve and
Mhm.
sponsor and do what I'm supposed to do. And so in that, it's important to have awareness and be in the moment and know that, um, man, like we have the ability to change lives
Mhm.
in a positive way. Hold on,
So
wait a minute. Let
small,
let
but
let
so
let,
big at the same
let,
time.
let me get that to you again.
Come on.
I don't know if you caught that.
Come
We
on.
we we have the ability
Mhm.
to change lives in a positive way. And so
Yeah.
every time I get the opportunity to speak or share, like, I'm striving to transform. Like, when you leave me, I want you to be better. I want you to be a different, better
Mhm.
person,
Yes.
because I've been able to give you some of the things that I've experienced in my life. And that's the gift. Your gift, your gift is the gift.
Wow. And with, you know, everything that you're doing, we know you speak, you're traveling, you're moving, you have your books, you do book
Hmm.
signings, all these different things. At the end of the day, when you finish end of the week and you've done, X number of things throughout that week, how do
Yeah.
you gather those things and say, you know what? Let's see how we're going to package this because now this is part of me now. This is part of my presence and not being shy about tuning your own horn to brag about the things that you've done.
Well, I'm not much of a toot my own horn guy. So like I'm a work in progress on that. So I'll say
Toot,
that.
toot.
But let me tell you what I mean by that. Um, I like I talked about. I think the whole for me it's about the gratitude piece,
Mhm.
right? So going into it like it's a process. So I know. Well, let me take you back. So um when I started my YouTube channel and podcast about 8 years ago,
Mhm.
couple years after that, I ran into a guy. What I didn't know is he and his buddy they did like self-publishing. They taught people how to write and those kind of things. And of course, writing a book was one of my bucket list goals, right? And he said, "Excuse me," he said, "You ever thought about writing a book before?" Like, yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, of course,
Yeah.
right? He was like, "Man, like check this out." He said, "You speak, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, you do research, you prepare for your speeches, right?" Uh-huh. I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, like you can have 7 streams of income from that one speech." And so like he broke down all of the things that I could do or have from the speech, seminars, workshops, a book from one speech,
Mhm.
content, all of those different things that he mentioned to me. And like it blew me away. Right. And so I say that to say this, that heightened my sense of awareness of everything that I do, every moment of each day is an opportunity to show myself at what I do, which will allow me to have growth in what I want to do. Right. And so, just like you said, for me, yeah, people get to see all of those things. I don't look at it as a tooting of the horn. I look at it as, hey, I'm grateful to have this opportunity to do this because I know that when people see that I do it, it's going to give me other
Mhm.
opportunities to do more of that. And
Mhm.
so that's where the whole, like, I'm strategic about, like, what I'm going to speak on, what I want to have content on. When I write books, I'm an educator, I'm a teacher. So I'm
Mhm.
going to think of from a teaching perspective. When I write about, okay, how am I going to teach this? What I'm saying? Like, how am I
Mhm.
going to speak about this of
Yeah.
what I wrote on? So I'm strategic on how I do all of those processes. But yeah, it's been cool to put some of that stuff out there so people can see that. But I think the biggest other big component is I get to learn all of those things as far
Mhm.
as like the editing, the pictures, the all of those different things. Like I do all of that. And so like I've been doing it for a while, but I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface on any of that stuff of what I can learn and grow to. So that's
Right.
that's what makes it exciting.
Well, let me tell you, you do actually toot your own horn, and it's nothing wrong with that. And I tell a lot of people that because when you
Yeah,
are dropping these snippets and when you're on there, go get it. You have these kids yelling, go get it.
yeah,
All of these
it's
people
good. Huh?
doing this
It's
thing,
good.
you are to your own
Let's
horn by
go.
go get it. Yeah,
Let's
because that
go.
is you. You are
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Go Get It. Trademark that.
Yes.
Look into it. But Mr. Go Get It, that's what you do. And that's what you are known for. When a lot of
Yeah,
people see you, I'm sure either they're coming to you because of the book or it's go get it.
yeah.
That is who you are. That is to
Hmm.
your own horn because you're putting you out there. That's your thing. That's your motto. That's your slogan. I mean, look at your shirt. I mean, come
Oh
on.
yeah. Yeah,
Come
I
on.
do that. Like, hey, and I'm not just saying it either. I'm trying to live, go get it. I mean
Yeah,
that.
that's your thing. You tune your own horn. You're not,
Yeah.
hiding behind it. This is who I am.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
you are tuning your own horn, and it's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. And I used to be in that space of not want to toot your own horn because like, oh, I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to be better than them or this or that. And over time I learned it's not about that. If you work for it and you accomplish that,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yours. You do it. Even like all my awards and different things I was getting, I would get them. I would put them up in the closet, and I would keep them protected. But I would put them up. And one day I put
Yeah.
all that stuff. I put it all up on the wall. I'm putting it all up. Every time one comes, it's going on the wall. And it's like, if I did it, my name is on it. What I did got me to this space. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm going to do it. So, yeah, you are tuning your own horn, and it's nothing wrong with that. And so many appreciate you doing that because if you weren't
Yeah.
sounding the alarm, they would know who Chip is. They
Well,
would know who Go Get It is. So yeah,
and that's the thing too. Yeah, like how you were saying, like as you were saying that, it made me think of a lot of the times, like I feel like I'm in a give back phase of my life. And so in order to be able to give back, you have to have grown through some things and learned
hmm
some things. And
yeah,
so um, what I feel that I'm doing is like you said, I put the work in, and for me, it's not an arrogance, but it's a
right.
confidence in knowing that, hey,
That
like,
right there.
like,
Mhm.
no, bro, like I put, like, you don't know, like,
Yeah,
thank God I don't look like what I've been through, right?
yeah.
Or maybe I do,
But
but, but, uh, but man, and that's where it all comes from. And so, truth be told, I'm really an introverted guy. Like, I'm not a really out
Mhm.
there, like,
Yep.
you know me behind this, you see, like, right? But like a lot of people,
Mhm.
like you see, what? Like you, no, I'm really, but my passion allows me to come alive. Like
That's it right there. That's
yeah,
it right there. I'm an introvert, completely relate. When COVID
yeah.
happened, I'm like, what y'all complaining about? Go sit down and chill. I'm good.
Yeah,
Like,
man, what, we get to
I'm good.
chill? Man, I ain't never done this.
Like, what's the price? Why y'all don't want to
Yeah,
leave the house? What's wrong? I don't get it, you know? But it's people don't see that. And
yeah,
as introverts, we get to that space of when it's time to, as they say, get on stage. We get on stage, we do our thing,
yep,
talk to people, communicate.
yep.
But after that, once I get in my car and come in,
Ooh.
phone down,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
everything is kind of like, okay,
Hmm.
and a workshop that I did actually was on leverage your media presence, and that was one of the things, introverts extroverts, of how with an introvert our recharging time is quiet time. An extrovert recharging time is out with
More,
people and
yeah,
doing their
more
thing.
noise.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's like we all have our spaces. And
yeah.
even when I did my research for that presentation, when I saw that, I was like, that's true.
That's
Because
true. Yeah, yeah. I live
that's
that.
right. I live that. That is me. It's
Yeah,
it's like, we go out, we do our thing, and I'm in a crowd for only so long. After that, it's like, all right, I'm out, I'm good. I've made my rounds, I've done what I need to do. And that quiet time is the recharging time. And as crazy as it sounds, it's so true.
yeah.
So what would you like to end with, to for people that's shying away from not really putting themselves out there, not leveraging what they have so the world can know who you are? Prime example, if Chip didn't do what he did, then Impact of Influence would be nice. Yes, it's on Amazon, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
be, wouldn't have the traction that it have right now. So what would you say to someone that's not leveraging what they have worked for?
I would say first off, go get it. But then I go I go deeper. I go
Yeah.
deeper than that, just to help them have some clarity. Like 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 I'm about, yeah, I can tell you some things, but I really want to give you some steps to help show you how to get there. Right. And so I think you need to just tap into your clarity. So whoever you are, wherever you are, you have value. We are all a one of one. Like the big man made us like a one of one. So there's no one else like you. Right.
Hmm.
So that tells you right now, like you have what it takes. Like you don't need anything else. You're enough. Right. You just have to realize that, believe it, and then go put the work in. And so I think for me, it's your E plus R plus A. I'm the formula guy. That makes up the sum total of who we are. E plus R plus A. That makes up the sum total of who you are. And what I mean by that is you have to look at your environments, your experiences, your relationships, and your actions. Right. And so, for time's sake, I won't go too deep on those, but really when you look at those environments, experiences, relationships, actions that you've taken throughout your life to get you where you are right now, it allows you to reflect, okay, and see, like, what did I learn in all of those things? What were the good things? What were the bad things where I had to learn and say, hey, Chip, don't do that again? What were the things that I learned? And then when you figure those out, okay, now that gives you clarity, which helps you, oh, well, this is what I can help other people with these things that I've already learned. And that's what sets you on fire and helps you get yourself out there, because you're the driver of your destiny. Like you've lived it. And there's other people that's out there that need to know those things so that they can move more efficiently and effectively. And so that's what I would say. Hey, give it to them. Don't hold back. Go get it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chip. And
Yeah.
I mean, go get it. We're gonna leave it
Go
at that.
get
Go
it,
get
baby.
it.